with over a third of the gospel and over a third of the entire Bible being about money, have avoided directly talking about money. This is your lucky day. If you're the Dillards, my first Sunday, I said, "Is it anybody's first Sunday?" And the Dillard said, "It's our first Sunday." And I said, "Oh, it's my first Sunday too." All right, if this is your first Sunday here, this is my first Sunday talking about money. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I've absolutely got to have some sort of display or chart or something like that. And so, according to form, I've got a chart, and what I'm going to show you is threefold. If you're talking about treasure, what you treasure, I can guarantee that you treasure your time, I can guarantee you treasure your talents, and you treasure your money. These are three very, very valuable things that everybody on earth is asking you to give. Your time and your talents and your money. And so when we look at these, I'm going to ask these four guys to come up. And I'm going to ask the Morellis to hand out these sheets. You have the other ones? Okay, if you'll start on the other side. I have to give all credit to this, to the ingenious mind of Russ Tiller. If y'all come over here. If y'all come over here out of the light. Can I have one of those sheets? This is something we have somehow survived as a church for 7 years without ever really talking about money. What I want you to notice, do y'all have sheets? Okay, we'll get you sheets. What I want you to notice is all the things that we're doing in the church, one. And two, how you can help. Let's see, scoot over just a little bit so that everybody can see a little bit better. If you look at your chart, and this is going to be up on the wall, this is our entire budget for 2010, color-coded, according to Russ and his geometry marking it off, and according to Cate coloring it, which I have to give her an unbelievable amount of credit for doing that. This orange spot represents the rent for our building. Turn this way. Yeah, a little bit that way. This represents the rent for our building. That is an enormous chunk. Do you know how much it costs us to be in Jenny Moore? About that much. It's about $400 a month, and to be here, it's $8,000 a month. Is that right? 75. This chunk here represents the minister's compensation. That's big, huh? This represents, when you're a minister in the United Methodist Church and you're ordained, you get paid a salary and health benefits and part of your pension. Green represents the mortgage on our property. How many of you know that we have 6.7 acres behind East Shore Athletic Club? We have 6.5 acres behind the East Shore Athletic Club. This is a monster part of our budget that we can barely use. And why do we use it? Because when we bought the land, it was $550. What's it worth today? Like $2.2. If we had to do that today, that'd be a nightmare. Pink represents the staff. Recently, we've added a couple staff, and we have a piano player, choir director, guitar player, youth director, and sexton takes care of the building. They do an incredible job. This represents utilities. Blue represents housing. As a minister in the United Methodist Church and in most denominations, you either provide a house or give a housing allowance. Yellow is apportionments. Apportionments are money that we give to the conference based on the size of your church. You give us this percentage amount, and it goes to help global missions, it goes to help pay district superintendents, it goes to help any sort of missions on the conference and global level. So really, and this is missions, and that red isn't really indicative of what we do. It's indicative of what our church pays. It's not indicative of like the shoe boxes, the school supplies, things like that. That really should be about this whole section because Sandy's dominant. This is education, goes towards our classrooms. This is advertising. Our green signs are the #1 reason people try us when we pay for our green signs. This is mileage and continuing ed. This is worship, office supplies, music, and events. Okay, spin around one time and let the choir see it. While they're looking at that, I want you to look at this. This is what we've collected to this point, representative of that budget. We did a campaign where one donor gave us a gift and we matched it, and that brought us to this point. This is where we expect to be at the end of the year, and this is the difference between 2009 budget and the 2010 budget. And what I want you to notice, if you walk over here, Warren, keep walking all the way past them. What do you notice about the size of these two colors? Pretty similar, isn't it? So our budget every year prior to 2009 was about this big. We've added the building, which has added that to our budget. How's that? Does that make sense? And you've got the color-coded here. Now, why do I do this? One, because I've never talked about money before, because I was scared to do it, for any number of reasons. But we're just going to be direct. It's just the case. And so, how do we need you? We need you to give, to contribute, but we also need you in all these other areas. We do a ton of stuff with this church, a ton of outreach, a ton of events to let people know that we're here. The Christmas play, a ton of things back here that are always going on. And so what I want you to think of is those things that you treasure so much, just as much as I do, your money and your time and your talents. What I want you to think about is, where is your treasure? Because there your heart will be also. If we're your treasure, if we're where you want to be, giving yourself is what is it all about. In the next couple weeks, we're going to be making pledges, and we're also looking at leadership for the next year. We've defined a lot of the chairpersons, but those chairpersons will be finding people to help us do ministries. If you like one of the ministries that we do, if you're curious about one of the ministries that we do, let us know. Because 2010, just like 2009, and just like 2008, will be the most critical year in the history of this church. Because we've continued to grow, we've continued to serve, and we've continued to give on a level that is, on percentage-wise, the size of the fight in the dog with this church is big time. And so, as we continue to grow, I want you to think about, how can I give to this incredible effort that is reaching this community and is serving me? So there's my first attempt at talking about money in worship. We're going to have this up on the wall over there with this key for the next, probably through the rest of the year, so that you can look at it up close and see exactly what it is we're doing. Because there's several things that I'm involved in that I don't have any idea that thing's doing as many things as it's doing. This just gives you a hint of what we're doing. And let's appreciate our 4 Vanna Whites. Thank you very much.